Sky News understands that the UK plans to set some actually really tough new targets to reduce emissions. The government is set to announce a pledge to cut carbon emissions by 78% by 2035. It's only 14 years compared to 1990 levels. It's really a big target. How can we do it? Well, let's talk to the Chief Executive of the National Grid, John Pettigrew. Really good to see you this morning. What do you make of this bold new target? Do you think it's achievable?
I think it's really good news, actually, that the government has set a significantly massive, I think, ambition of 78% reduction by 2035, and it is achievable. What we've seen over the last 18 months, I think, is a lot of alignment, not just in the UK but around the world, around big, ambitious targets. What's needed now, of course, is we need to bring everybody together and get the right policies and the right framework so that the investment can be made to deliver on these targets. And of course, one of the things we're doing today is launching our green light signal, which is really about engaging the whole of the country around how they can contribute to net zero and make their contribution really tell.
Yeah, I will talk about that in just a moment. But where are we in terms of the breakdown of UK power usage in terms of how green we actually are at the moment?
One of the things that we found actually in our research is people don't realise how much progress has been made. So if you look at 2020, for example, what some of our research showed that most people think only about 10% of our electricity comes from renewables. But actually in 2020, 55% of all the electricity that we had in the UK came from zero carbon generation. So if you compare that with just 5 years ago, for example, so 5 years ago, about 25% of our electricity in the UK came from coal. Last year, it was just 1.6%. So there's been huge progress, actually, over the last 5 years, and that progress will continue, particularly now we've seen the ambitious targets that the government has set.
Yeah, well, look, in terms of getting the public on board, which is really important in all this, and I think there's a much more awareness now. You've launched this light bulb. I've got one here, and of course, it looks just like a light bulb. But how does it work? How do you actually let people know if the energy they're using is green or not?
Yeah, so I'll just give you the background to why we're launching the green light signal. We did some consumer research, and what we found was that we were looking to see how much they understood and what knowledge they had about clean energy in its role towards net zero. And what we found was about 38% of people felt a sense of hopelessness, actually, that around climate change. And the reason for that was they didn't have the information on the progress that's being made and the steps that are being taken. And also what we found was that, as a positive sign, 70% of people felt that they could individually make a contribution. And actually more than half people said they would feel really positive if they had more information. So the campaign that we're launching today with the light bulb is really about raising awareness. It's about giving people data and information so that they can make informed choices. So the light bulb, very simply, you can screw it into your desktop lamp. And when the carbon intensity of electricity in the UK is very low, then actually it will come on and it'll be green. It will send you a message that basically says it's a good time to use electricity rather than at other times of the day, because actually it's the greenest time of the day. So, we're not expecting everybody to go out and buy a light bulb, but actually what it does, it gives people information so they can make informed choices. So they may decide to shift when they use their washing machine, for example, from one time of the day to when the light bulb is green and the carbon intensity is really low.
Oh, that's really interesting then, because I read all the bump that came with it this morning. I didn't quite get that aspect of it, I have to be honest. So it is in effect a timer that says, if you use your power now, if you turn the washing machine on, or as you say, or whatever, then now is a greener time to do it.
Yeah, so if you look on average across the day in the UK, so I think typically today, I think I've just had a look actually on our website, and the carbon intensity today is around about 270 grams per kilowatt hour. So 270 grams of carbon emitted every kilowatt hour. The light bulb will indicate that in your region, if electricity is being produced by green sources, and actually the carbon emitted is less than about 150 grams, then actually it's a good time to use it. So the light bulb will come on and just encourage you to do something, change your behavior slightly. As I said, move the time you use your washing machine. And if you look across the country, obviously we've got different generation in different places, and therefore at different times of the day, it will be greener than other times of the day. So we're just encouraging people to take some action. And as I said, our research showed that people want to take action. They want to be part of the journey to climate change. it's quite a big challenge, and it's quite hard for them to get their heads around. So I think for all of us, it's quite hard to get our heads around. So this is just an opportunity for people to engage and actually make informed choices.
Yeah, that's quite interesting. I have to say, John Pettigrew, good to talk to you this morning. Thank you.